Oh, great. Now something else that's my fault. My problem. Hitting the record button is now...
Yeah, true. Also, now, if you put the camera on you, then it's going to seem like you're really vain because you just want to look at yourself. You want a screen time. See? Oh, this is a problem. Yeah, this is actually good, though, because I defaulted to clicking it to you a lot of the time, and I was like, oh, this is easy. I can click it to you while I'm, like, going through my phone or thinking.
You're like, go ahead, dance.
Yeah.
The show's all yours.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm doing the live switching now, if you can't tell.
Yep.
I'm also very Julia Gulia today.
What the fuck is Julia Gulia?
I'm very Beetlejuice.
Is that from Beetlejuice? Julia Gulia?
I don't fucking know. I've never watched
That's from
Beetlejuice.
Never Been Kissed.
Oh. I've never watched Beetlejuice, fun fact.
It's a good film.
No, I know everybody talks about it being good, but it's one of those things. It feels like it's been too long.
We should watch that.
Beetlejuice?
Yeah, because I'd never seen it.
Oh.
And
click it on
Ian
Dane.
was freaking out.
Oh shit, I gotta click on Dane.
Yeah, just, I mean,
You
this
don't-
is a little... It's
Sorry.
You don't have to. You don't
Okay,
have to.
so basically, Dane hasn't seen Beetlejuice. I haven't seen Beetlejuice. To piss off the audience, the things that I haven't seen yet. Beetlejuice. Goodfellas.
Godfather.
Godfather.
Star Wars.
No. American Psycho. I think that's it.
Oh, that's kind of a fun game, coming up with the most like mainstream kind of
Yeah.
films that would like
Yeah.
almost piss people off
Yeah.
that you haven't seen them. Like, what are you, stupid?
Oh, the fourth installment of Lord of the Rings.
Fourth
You haven't
installment?
seen it?
Third.
You haven't seen the last one?
No, I haven't seen the last one because
Return of the King?
I heard that Schmeagol bites someone and I got really scared and I didn't want to watch it. I'm serious. That's
You were looking for a reason to not watch it if that's the case.
No, I swear to God, I loved Lord of the Rings, but a humanoid biting people, I was so scared of scary movies that really upset me.
Was that before or after you heard about the guy in like Edmonton on the Greyhound bus who like bit someone or... Oh, wait, no,
he
that was a
did more
hatchet.
than bite
Yeah,
someone.
never mind.
That guy,
Yeah. Unspeakable.
yeah.
Okay.
But before.
Okay. I think my films actually kind of line up pretty closely to yours. I haven't seen any of those. I just call them the Italian movies. You got The Godfather, Scarface.
Yeah.
Scarface. What's the other one? Linguini.
Goodfellas?
Goodfella. I mean, Goodfellas. Plural. I haven't seen Goodfella. I haven't seen Goodfellas. I haven't seen The League of Extraordinary Goodfellas.
Oh, yeah. You know what movie I really liked was the one about the Irish brothers that box.
Oh, that was a... Wait.
Yeah, who was...
Foxcatcher?
Are you talking about that one with Christian Bale?
No, I think it's with Matt Damon or something. I don't know.
I think
white
you
guy.
might be doing a they
Mark
might actually
Wahlberg?
both be in it. It could be. They're so similar
I don't know.
in their like general white guy appearance.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Mark Wahlberg has
Okay,
done
two Irish
unspeakable
brothers.
things.
It's two Irish brothers. Wait, is Mark Wahlberg the one who punched an Asian man?
I
in the
think
face?
so. Yeah, he's got a rap sheet.
It's called The Fighter.
The Fighter.
The Fighter. That,
Wait,
I
is
was
there
thinking
there
one.
and there's some sort of like I don't know why I remember one of the not Italian Irish brothers going around with like a big old long rifle. Does he have a long rifle in the film at some
you're
point?
mixing some up with some.
He surely has a long rifle.
I mean, I don't think so. I think
Yeah.
that might be. I mean, maybe you're like.
Because there's not too much boxing going on in the film.
No. There's.
Man, what am I thinking?
I don't know. I mean, the thing with.
There was this really cool. I think we watched it together. There was this cool TikToker who was basically doing like film, fucking.
Trivia.
No, not trivia. Just like what's it called when you are investigations, something like that, where someone had like an idea of a movie in their head, and they only had a very basic description of it. They were like, oh, this actor is in it. They only know like one actor. They know that it was maybe set in the 90s or they watched it in the 90s. And this guy was basically just trying to come up with like what this film could possibly be with like some very vague characteristics. I think he ended up getting whatever this one was, but I thought it was so brilliant. It was like super captivating because you're like following along. You're trying to kind of vaguely guess. I don't know movies well enough to like participate in that, but I was thinking Dane would probably be really good at it.
Also very Northern Lion coded.
Yeah.
Like that's a very Northern Lion game.
Yeah, it's kind of proving that you're a fucking trivia god.
Yeah.
Like, is it this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like trying to think of how many things you can be like a GeoGuessr person on.
Yeah, I think Dane would be really good at it though.
Well, Northern Lion got me into this game, like where you have to link movies together.
Oh.
It's called Sin 2 Wordle 2 or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of fun to play with people. I don't like playing it with the randos because they clearly are just Googling it. But when you play with friends, it's fun. I mean, it'd be fun for us to play. Maybe we could just play that for like the channel or something.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean,
That'd be
I
fun.
love those types of games. I don't know why. When I was playing them on stream, I was like,
Yeah, I loved watching you play those games.
Yeah.
On
The
stream.
the Dirtles.
yeah, the
Yeah.
Dirtles.
Dirtles.
The
Yeah.
Duples.
Is that what they're
The
called?
don't know.
Duples. There's a ton of movie related ones that I've
That's
played.
cool.
Those are fun.
Yeah.
There's
I
one
really
where you
like
have to
Connections.
you have to guess the IMDb score of two movies, like whether they're higher or lower. Like one will pop up next to another, and you have to guess one. Like it shows you the IMDb score of one,
Huh.
and then you have to guess if the next one is higher or lower than that one.
Oh.
It's a lot of fun.
Fucking neat.
Keep it on Dane. I'm gonna live edit him.
Oh, live editing.
What?
Oh, because you're cropping.
Oh, you're cropping the
Nice.
top. Thank you.
The gray is going
We're
away.
elite. We're elite
Can
here.
you
Okay.
put like a cool TikTok filter on me and make me look like young and cool
Oh,
and like
I
have
wanna-
like rosy cheeks and like big eyes and cat ears and stuff?
Wait, I do
I
want
need to
to
prepare
put.
for that.
I want to put like a nice pink frame, like one of those like Chinese editing app frames around your cam.
Wait a minute, Dane.
Yeah.
Is that on your end? I'm seeing a big black square over there that I've never seen before.
Oh yeah,
I-
there's like a big black.
Is that my
block.
fault?
I don't know how.
Oh, I think
Oh.
it is. Wait
Oh.
a minute. Oh, okay. That shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
I think I just wasn't centered.
Yeah, my fault. I've been doing things.
There we
My
go.
fault, OG.
Oh, maybe I had it over there to like get rid of the clutter on your couch.
It's a
Why are you
sweatshirt.
calling Dane out for his
All right, there we go.
It's a sweatshirt.
That looks better.
Well, you think I just put trash on my couch?
Yeah, it's literally just a
All right.
Oh no,
sweatshirt.
I put my sweatshirt on my couch. Crazy.
Okay, so I have some things to admit today before we get in. Oh, by the way, guys, so we're like reimagining things on this podcast a little bit. I think there's some things that we did back in the day that I think were very good. Number one, me not being in charge of the switcher, I think is a good thing. I think, if not Dane, I think ANISA is a close second.
Oh,
Um,
I'm second.
yeah, I'm last.
Okay.
I'm in dead last. And then I also think some of the things that we were doing earlier on, like I think I was a little bit more consistent with OMBUDSING and like reading comments from the viewers. And yeah, I think there was a little bit more brain space, I think, at the time to imagine some games and things we can do. And now I have this keyboard out. I have a mouse over here, so I can do all sorts of goofy things. But we're not going to do anything goofy today. We're just going to let ANISA get used to the live switching. We're going to share our experiences. And right now I'm going to admit some things.
Oh, whoa. This is new to me.
Yeah.
What? I'm scared.
These are my confessions.
Yes. This is called iDubbbz confession. iDubbbz admits.
Yeah.
I admit that I love deviled eggs.
Oh, Dane, response?
It's not a
I-
debate. Wait a minute. This isn't a debate.
Why do I have to respond to that?
I don't know. I felt like for some reason Dane.
Once you
Dane-
get control of that fucking live switcher, it almost feels like you got to cue people up.
No, I
Like,
just
all right, say something now.
no, I just
Yeah,
feel
that's
like
funny.
Dane would be a deviled egg hater.
No.
Really?
Yeah, something about you.
He's an
Not-
ally.
I'm an ally for sure.
All right.
I support the cause, and honestly, I also partake.
Oh.
So
He
it's
partakes.
good. They're good.
Uh,
Have you ever seen that meme? I don't know if it's a meme or whatever, but people are just like deviled. It's crazy how like you would never eat like 12
Regular
boiled
hard-boiled
eggs. Yeah, but if you cut them in half and then like mix them with mayonnaise and put them in a tray,
Dude.
you'll definitely eat them all.
Oh, in a lot of ways, that's kind of like the sushi of white people. A little bit, right? Because it
Yeah,
is like
no,
more
yeah,
of a
yeah.
perfect bite.
Yeah. No, you're true.
It's got,
Right.
yeah. And
Yeah.
that's what deviled eggs or regular hard-boiled eggs are missing is
Mm-hmm.
like that level of tang.
Yeah, I think it's the paprika that we're underestimating. The
I'm not, hey, I'm not underestimating
no,
paprika.
I'm just saying that like what I think gets you going back for more is the paprika.
How interesting.
You know, like you could eat more eggs.
I think it's the mayonnaise.
if you eat more eggs, or sorry, you can eat more eggs if you put hot sauce on them. True or false?
Yeah,
True.
true.
So like you sprinkle
True or
some
false? Yeah.
you sprinkle some paprika on there with the mayonnaise. I'm saying it's all part of it,
Okay.
but I think the paprika is the like what's that called? A dark horse. The dark horse of the deviled eggs.
I like the way you think. I like the way you think. All right. so-
Unfortunately, I can't eat a whole lot of them because I told you before I have like an egg intolerance. Did you know that
Oh.
that's a real thing?
Yeah.
It sucks because I love eggs, but if I eat like more than 3 eggs in like a single day, like my stomach feels like it has a rock in it. I don't know why, but like I looked it up. That's like just a thing that happens.
Damn. Do
And
you
it
feel
just-
anything if you eat one?
No, like there's just there's literally like a 3 egg limit. I don't get it. Like I've actually tried to test like the
You've done
I like
2.5.
where's the line? I was like, where's the line at? It's always like 4 is like where I'm doubled up like in pain. Like well, it's not that bad, but
Yeah.
it just like I get a tummy ache.
There's
Like
this
it sucks.
fucking. What is this? Is this Cool Hand Luke that I'm thinking of? Where he eats a bunch of hard-boiled eggs.
I don't even know.
Have
who
you
that
ever
is.
heard of that film?
What? It's a film. I
Cool
thought it
Hand-
was a TikTok.
I've heard of it.
Cool
Yeah.
Hand Luke.
Yeah, my dad references it sometimes. I don't know why, but the
Don't
guy.
you feel like that's a TikTok handle?
Yeah, I mean probably.
Okay. I
Yeah.
just wanted to make sure I wasn't crazy.
No, you're not crazy. That guy Paul Blart. What's his name?
Paul Blart.
Paul
Paul
Newsom. Paul, the guy who makes the pasta, and his company is like free. Like he gives back to the workers. You know what I'm talking about?
I think it's Paul
Newman.
Isn't it Paul Newman?
Paul Newman is his name.
Paul
Yeah.
Newman sounds like a singer.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound real.
I think he.
I think
did
it's just Newman. Newman's own.
Newman's Own. True.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but what's his first name?
Paul.
Is it
And he
really?
played I think the main character or a character in Cool
ANISA.
Hand Luke, whatever the fuck that is. I don't know. This is just like regurgitated over the years to me.
Oh my god.
But I think he's what do you call it? A very eccentric, not eccentric. What? Kind of like a Joe Rogan type.
Oh yeah, his name is Paul Newman.
Yeah. Where
Who the
I think he
fuck
did
is
a
Paul
lot
Newman?
of things. He's kind of like a Ty Pettington. You know who that is?
Ty Lopez?
No, not Ty. Well, he's also kind of like a Ty Lopez.
Who's Ty Pettington?
That guy that we've been watching on that fucking house show, who's a goober.
Oh yeah. Ty. Okay.
But like,
yeah.
I'm, I guess, trying to describe like a guy who isn't known for just one thing. He's like had his hand in like a bunch of different
Yeah.
industries, and like
Okay.
Paul Newman, I want to say he raced cars, and he acted, and he started the company Newman's Own.
Okay. Well, why hasn't he run for president yet?
He's dead.
Oh.
He died
I
of
feel like-
cancer.
Oh. I feel like that's what happens to people like that. The jack of all trades people. They like end up as president. like Reagan.
Is it the same guy?
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. I call myself.
What? You can't say his name now?
I can't say his name. No, that's illegal.
You know what that reminds me of? The person who made a YouTube video very angry about Sophia Nygaard's last name.
Nygaard?
Yeah, they thought her name was
No,
offensive
okay. So the thing is, okay, I think we all have a little something going on.
because how it's
I am
spelled.
totally fine with saying the candy bar Snickers.
Yeah.
I have zero problem saying that.
Yeah,
I think you have a problem saying that.
I hate saying that
Yeah.
word. Yeah, because
Yeah.
it doesn't. It
For
sounds
me,
like it's too close.
it's saying Arnold, his last name. Schwartz. Arnold Schwartz. The bodybuilder.
Arnold Schwartz makes him sound like he's just a Jewish guy or something.
Well, wait, okay, so I want to make it clear that there is a YouTube video out there that exists of a girl who was very angry that Sophia Nygaard's last name was Nygaard because they thought it was
That's
the
great.
N-word
That is awesome.
because of like how it's spelled.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah.
That one's pretty. That one feels pretty fair. I don't know.
No, I just think it's funny that
Yeah.
exists.
No, that is.
Because it's like Sophia Nygaard's literally the most unproblematic person on
Yeah.
the planet.
Yeah, and her name. I feel like her name's pretty well known as well.
Yeah. I think
Beats
also
me.
the person was like narrating over a Habbo Hotel playthrough.
That's awesome.
Okay, so
That all sounds made up,
Arnold
but okay.
Schwarzenegger, you don't like saying
Yeah.
the last-
Even you just saying it just now made me. Gave me chills up and down my spine.
give you the ick.
Yeah, I got a little sick to my tummy when you said that.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right.
Could be better. Let's just put it that way.
You should write him a letter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so enough of that. That was a weird tangent. The other thing I'd like to admit is these are all food related, by the way.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Great.
I love Ambrosia,
What the fuck?
but I've only eaten it once at a family reunion.
That is the only place I could ever imagine anyone eating
Yeah.
ambrosia.
Yeah.
So for the Danes at home, can you explain what ambrosia is? I
Oh
don't even know
man,
what that
even the
is.
name is like, oh, it makes. The
I've
mouth
heard of
water.
it. I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
You like the way I said that? It makes the mouth water. It's like a fruit salad, but like it's held together. I want to say with like whipped cream and like other types of cream. It's like a very.
I thought it was a drink.
Okay, hold
No.
on. Wait a damn minute. I thought ambrosia was definitely
ambergris. You thought it was ambergris?
No, I
didn't
didn't
you?
think it was ambergris.
Okay.
That would have been disgusting because that's literally whale vomit.
Okay.
Oh.
But I thought that it was this is gonna sound crazy. I thought it was eggs, mayonnaise, but sweet, like a sweetened
Oh.
egg and mayonnaise salad.
Like a Miracle Whip
Yeah.
egg salad.
Yeah, like a Wisconsin.
I think that
salad.
exists.
It does,
And
I'm
that's not
sure.
far from like the genre that this is in. You've noticed so far I've said deviled egg and ambrosia. This is
Yeah.
painting a picture.
A disgusting egg-ridden picture.
Well, no, only one of those things is egg.
Do you get that thing where when you eat eggs, you get the ick halfway through sometimes eating the eggs?
Yeah, it
I
feels
love eggs.
incorrect.
I don't
love
think I
eggs.
like ambrosia because I actually remember eating this on Easter. My family made it on Easter.
Yeah.
Mm.
very
And deviled
Easter.
eggs. You're having very Easter themed admissions today.
Yes.
But I didn't like this because there's something I don't know why, but the combination of mini marshmallows and fruit slathered in fucking goop.
Mm.
dude,
I think it's the texture. I
that's
think
what
it,
makes
yeah.
it fucking awesome.
Wait,
no,
okay.
the texture I think was always what kind of turned me off from it.
So basically,
We actually call it awesome slop in my house.
That's awesome slop.
I
We
think
should
the
say that
whitest,
instead of awesome sauce, I think.
the whitest thing I've ever encountered was I went to my ex-boyfriend's house for Christmas, I think, and they were like, "Oh, Auntie Marie brought better than sex. Everybody loves better than sex." And it was like literally just like whipped cream and graham crackers and like just like
Oh,
everything.
That is
kind of,
fucking cringe.
and they called it better than sex, and that is to me, I feel like only white people do that.
Yeah,
It's like the mascara better than sex mascara.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's I don't know. It's super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I don't know how to like.
better
At a
than
family
sex.
gathering,
It-
you shouldn't say that, I think.
Well, it feels like they've named these things as like essentially an icebreaker for people who are uncomfortable with talking about like sex casually or saying the word sex casually.
I wonder, I don't know. It's really strange because I feel like I feel like white households are either really quiet about sex, like it's absolutely you never fucking talk about it, or they're way too comfortable about it.
Yes, I agree with
There's
that.
like no in between at all. My white person house was very uncomfortable with it.
Yeah.
Fun fact, and so was yours.
Same up top.
Yeah. Woo! White people uncomfortable with talking about sex, and then you made a video about the white people who were making out with their children at was it
At
their
some
children?
high school.
What was it again?
Oh man,
Was
it was
their
like
children, or was it teachers with the children? Was it their parents or the
God.
teachers?
I guess it would have had to been the parents.
I think it must.
Yeah,
have been
because
parents.
I think there was some sort of association with like Tom Brady kissing his kid. I was
Oh
making
my
like a
God.
similar joke about that.
So for
Well-
those of you who don't know, the video we're talking about, Ian made a video. Man, that must have been like 4 or 5 years ago. But there
Yeah.
was a high school where the prank was the kids were blindfolded and the parents were kissing them
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
on the mouth
Uh huh.
for long sustained periods
And
of
that's
time.
very much like a. That's a very in the woods kind of school.
Yeah.
That's a school in the woods type of vibe, where they're like so disconnected from what is like a normal prank. You know, it's like my school, not in the woods. You know, I want to say that a kid played. He like Rick rolled the graduation. Like that's a prank. I'm like aware of what's going on. Like
Yeah.
let's Rick roll. That is like what the fuck? Who devised this?
Yeah, no,
Let's get to the source of it.
I don't know. My school was pretty like horrid too. Not like that, but like what my school did as a prank one year was put a bunch of betta fish in cups and then put them on the floor of the like main walking area. Like started from the middle and like put them out. So there was just a bunch of fish in
Fish in the
cups
way,
that
right.
you couldn't like. You had to like one by one like
Right.
eat them, which is just like animal cruelty.
Yeah. Yeah, because at best, the fish are just like sitting there rotting.
Yeah.
And at worst, some asshole is just going to start stomping
Stepping.
through.
Yeah, no, it was really bad. So
Okay.
that was like my and Edmonton is kind of, you know,
Yeah.
I mean,
That's in the woods.
yeah, it's not in the woods, but it might as well be in the woods.
It's in the back of the woods, as they
Yeah.
say.
Yeah, back of the woods.
But yeah, I think, I don't know, the Ambrosia is just so nice because it's like, there's nothing quite like it. And I don't think it's been, what was the word? I don't think it's been, I don't think it's been gentrified. I don't think it's been taken by the elites, the ruling class elites.
That's true
and
because
put into highfalutin restaurants.
I think it's a they call it Wisconsin salads.
You think so?
Yeah,
It's
Wisconsin
definitely
salad.
some Midwest or Southern shit for
No,
sure.
no, they call it a Wisconsin salad where it's just like a mix of Cool Whip with certain things.
Originating in the Southern United States.
Oh.
Wisconsin ain't Southern.
No, but I'm just saying.
I know what you're talking about, though. I've
Yeah.
looked this up, and there are actually what you might be thinking of is some combination of like marshmallow, pretzel, and
apple.
green apple,
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah, there's that
Yeah.
one.
And that's very similar in a way.
But there's a whole category
Yes.
called Wisconsin salads
I
that
totally,
are.
yeah, okay.
yeah.
I'm on the same page.
So-
that makes a lot of sense.
I mean, that's true. It hasn't. I don't think Ambrosia has been gentrified.
Yeah.
You don't see it in like
Mm-hmm.
the highfalutin.
We do a delicious ambrosia here. You
I-
want to try it?
I hate that hummus has been gentrified.
Yeah.
And you know how we know that it's been gentrified?
Oh my god.
We went to a
I love this
restaurant.
story.
We went to a restaurant in Florida that was like on this pier. You had to like
Dude,
walk
St.
down.
Petersburg. Okay, there's a St. Petersburg pier,
Yeah.
and it's an epic pier. It's very like fucking awesome to walk down.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, at the end of it, like Anissa was saying, there is a restaurant, and I think it only exists and it's only staying alive because it's at the end of a pier. So everyone who's visiting goes to this thing, and it looks nice, but that food sucks tremendous ass.
Well, they had something called peanut hummus,
yeah,
which is just peanut butter.
It was fucking like chunky peanut butter.
Like,
And we were like, what the fuck is this
I was
shit?
so like, I was like, I need to know what this is.
Yeah.
And we got it, and it's literally just peanut butter.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a quick question.
Mhm.
Do you guys prefer smooth or chunky peanut butter?
Chunky.
I'm sorry, I was stuck on penis butter. You sick fuck.
What?
I'm gonna go with
What did you
chunky.
hear?
I'm
What
an
did you
adult.
think I said?
Oh, nothing. Do you want a chocolate shit shake?
Penis says what?
What? Fuck. Penis. Fuck. No. All right. Yeah, chunky. I'm an adult. Chunky.
Chunky. How about you, Dane?
I used to be chunky all the way, but I've transitioned to smooth.
Really? Why,
I'm coming
wait,
out for Pride Month. I'm transitioning to smooth.
Wait, why transition to smooth?
You're gonna like make fun of me, but like, it's just like kind of a lot in your mouth.
Yep. No, it's
And
fair.
you're just like it kind of gets stuck in your teeth, or like you take a bite wrong and it kind of hits the roof of your mouth funny,
Mm.
I will say.
and you're like, I don't know. I kind of just want the peanut butter flavor. I don't really want the whole craziness.
For me, it is kind of a seasonal thing, and I do relate to that heavy.
Okay.
Like,
Summer smooth, winter chunky.
well, I don't mean in that way. I mean like life, like decades of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
0 to 10, smooth. 10 to 20, chunky.
Okay.
20 to 30, smooth. 30 to 40, chunky, etc.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
That's
it
been
just
my
sounds so
experience.
funny to think about, but it really is just like I'm done taking risks. I'm done with the craziness. I'm done with like the crazy part of my life where I was eating chunky peanut butter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. I
That-
just don't want to do that.
Dude, that is so real, though. It's like, why the fuck are ANISA and I watching the lamest TV
Yeah,
in
we
our
are. We
life?
are.
Like, we have never watched shittier, like, TV that has, like, no plot and no drama. We're like, we got enough of that, IRL.
We chose, instead of watching The Boys last night, to watch Battle on the Beach. Which,
Holy
if you don't know what
fuck.
Battle on the Beach is,
Battle.
it's basically a bunch of flippers, not very qualified flippers, go to these houses that have been pre-bought for them by HGTV, and they have to like flip the house a new room every week to try and up the value.
Even you just explaining, I'm like, this shit is so
sucks.
stupid.
It's to up the value of the house, and whoever ups the value the most, like, wins. And it is so like, it is like
Brain rotting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's rotting your brain.
Yeah,
for
there's
sure.
yeah. Like we watch it and we're just kind of like, oh man, like because there's always like a team that like has been doing this for years and they know what the fuck they're doing. And then like this season they brought on a couple of random people who just do real estate, so they're not handy at all. So like having like an actual like contractor versus two random people who just sell houses compete in renovating a house, it's like the real estate agents are fucking losing every time.
Yeah.
But they're trying to set this up as like a game show.
Yeah.
So they're trying to make it seem like it's competitive. So they'll just hand out a win to
Yeah,
this real
well-
estate couple who sucks ass at like renovating the house.
They gave them a tie
yeah.
on a.
That's
on
how
one of
you
the
know
rounds.
when they're full of shit is
Yeah.
when they ever dish out a tie.
Yeah.
Because it's basically like, well, we don't want you to go through this whole competition without winning once. So we'll have like a tie where you and the person who actually is winning
Yeah.
will both win together.
I think honestly though, like, it's for us like a mental health thing. Like, we're tired.
Mhm.
We're tired, so we
Yeah.
watch the flippers. Flip.
Yeah, it doesn't challenge you at all.
No, but that's where we're at. And just like with you with the chunky peanut butter, I also think that's why people retire Captain Crunch.
Retire.
I was
Captain
Yeah.
literally about to bring that up.
Yeah.
I actively don't buy it anymore because it's just too crazy.
It's too much effort. You
Wait,
ha-
what are you talking about? Retire Captain Crunch? Is this like a phrase?
Well, you know, put it.
Like
put
throw
it
the baby out with the bathwater?
no, put it to rest. You're done that battle of fighting Captain Crunch in the morning for the taste. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, because it's difficult to eat.
Yeah.
Oh,
You've done you don't have that fight in you. You don't have that.
Or
dog
like
in you.
the big ass Wheaties, or
Oh,
the frozen,
yeah.
or the big,
Frosted
huge
mini wheats,
yeah, but they're massive.
but they're big.
Yeah.
You're like, what is
Frosted
it?
Wheats.
What the hell?
Yeah.
I just want to eat it. I don't want to have to like divide it up,
Yeah.
cut it with a fork and knife.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't know, the fight's gone. I think it's actually like more of like a reflection of the economy in the state of America.
Yeah.
No,
would-
yeah.
I would like to see how many people are like not buying chunky peanut butter versus how many were.
Oh, see
like,
if there's a
see if
correlation.
there's a correlation.
To like the state, like whether we're gonna get a crash or
Yeah,
not.
like if you, because
Oh my god.
there's that one stripper who she's like, I can always tell when the economy's about to like crash or like do
Yeah.
really well because it shows up in my business first. But like if we start paying attention to like when people stop buying chunky peanut butter, I think
Just
we might
buying
really
easier
solve it.
foods to deal with
Yeah.
because they
Yeah.
just want to have a simple life.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? This
Yeah.
also corresponds with my obsession over grilled cheeses
Oh,
lately.
that's very
Yes,
true. Yeah.
and I'm
yeah.
like, there's no other way to have a grilled cheese
Yeah.
other than the Kraft singles
Yeah.
on some bread.
Yeah.
Like,
You don't want the fancy cheese. You just
no,
want the
it's
melty.
garbage. It's not the correct cheese
Yeah.
for a grilled cheese sandwich. But yeah, that I think lines up pretty well with
We don't
Yeah,
have
but
that
what about
fight.
that part in Chef?
economy.
What
Remember that
part?
part in Chef where he makes the grilled cheese and it looks really good?
Yeah, I respect.
He uses a bunch of
it.
fancy cheese.
Yeah,
Ian
But you got to
doesn't-
get like a crazy. But the thing is, he's like a chef. You got to get like a crazy griddle.
mm-hmm.
You have to get like 5 different cheeses. You have to
No.
like
True.
have Scarlett Johansson on your bed to
Mhm.
motivate you.
Trust me, Ian has had highfalutin grilled cheese and he does not care for it. He wants American Kraft singles cheese.
Yeah, I can understand that, but I
Yeah.
do wonder if it's like a nostalgia
Oh,
thing.
It is.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah.
I will say the ingredients have to line up. So if you're using the most artisanal bread,
Mm,
like it's not gonna work with the Kraft cheese, in my opinion.
right.
Like you need that weird description of like 3 different, cheeses scraped off of a fucking cheese wheel into your grilled cheese. Like there was one. What was that one at the Dream Hotel in
Oh my god.
Hollywood?
The tomato soup made
That was legit.
it so much
That
better.
hotel sucks ass, by the way. If any of y'all ever go to the Dream Hotel in
Yeah.
Hollywood, it is basically like a fucking crypto bro NFT losers like paradise.
Yeah.
Where they got like NFTs, like in the height of the NFT craze, they literally had NFTs on monitors in their like lobby.
Yep.
That shit was so stupid. And then you go into the room and you're like, oh, okay. It's like 200 square feet. This is awesome.
And the toilet paper was 1-ply, and I'll never forget
Why
that.
the fuck do you have such a luxurious hotel and 1-ply toilet paper?
Yeah.
Bizarre.
No, I was offended.
But-
oh, no door on the bathroom.
Yeah, the food. Pardon me.
No
food-
door on the bathroom.
No door on the
No
bathroom.
door on the bathroom.
They just open
Mhm.
stall shitting.
Sort of an open concept.
Well, in the hotels, in the hotels.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
So
the food was good.
yeah, the food on the roof was good. So
Yeah.
legit. Okay. No more tangents. Back to what I was talking about.
This podcast is a bit of an open concept.
This where was I? Oh, I'd like to admit that I will not think how fast I'm consuming food when on the couch, when in the comfort of my own home.
Yeah.
And I will swallow the food down without chewing it, and then I will wash it down with a cold soda.
Yeah, and
a
then
cold
he'll
crisp soda.
hiccup and burp
no,
at the same time, and it's so
Nope.
fucking.
Cut to
There's-
me.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, that.
I can't even replicate it, but it's such like a disturbing thing to have going on next to you.
It's like Jabba the Hutt's dying. There's not very many things that upset me about you. Like like on the list, like there's that one Black Mirror episode where like the guy's swallowing the water and she's like, I fucking hate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Hang the DJ.
Hang the DJ. And like there's not very many things that are that for me with you where like you do it and I'm like, ah. But the when you eat really fast and then you do that hiccup burp thing, I for a second like
Yeah.
something breaks in my brain where I'm like,
Yeah.
I think I have to kill him.
It's relatable because it is when I'm outside of my body, I'm like, oh, that is disgusting. Like if someone was sitting next to me doing that, I'd be like, oh, I get it.
I think it's like for some people chewing. Like chewing doesn't bother me.
Chewing bothers me.
Yeah. What? Because I can tell sometimes when we're eating or hanging out that you're mad, like a little homicidal for like a split second. I can feel your homicidal intent. What is it with me? I think it's chewing.
I don't think so. I've never thought about you chewing. Okay,
Gum?
that sounds insensitive. Sometimes I've thought about you chewing.
Oh, that's so nice.
No, I specifically, I think there has to be some little base level of like hate or like a frustration with a person. And then the chewing becomes the loudest thing on earth.
Oh.
So if we were like maybe in the middle of a fight or like
Yeah.
residual fight or something,
Yeah.
but I don't think you want to eat on the tail end of a fight or anything. It's like you only want to eat once we're like completely good.
But there has to be something that I do because that's the thing that you do is the burp hiccup thing where I'm like, oh, like for a second I'm like, oh. I mean, it might also be my CTE. I'm not sure, but there has to be something that like I do, even if it's very rarely.
I mean, like it's not gonna be as like I guess grotesque as me like wolfing down food and being like, bah. It's the kind of getting into like sweet treats or whatever around the kitchen and just like leaving things half like opened and like it's very much an open concept, the food.
Yeah.
When it's left on the counter with you. And just like all sorts of like little things you'll pull out and specifically in the kitchen, not really anywhere else. Oh, okay, here's one.
Yeah.
Just like refuse it. Like, oh my God. All right. You're going to want to get a close up on this one. So we don't really have like traditional salt and pepper shakers in the house.
Oh yeah. Okay.
We have like a big like square thing of McCormick black pepper, and then we have the girl with the umbrella salt, the cylinder.
Boy.
Whatever, the creature with the Morton. The Morton Here's Who salt.
Yeah.
So she's got the big cylinder of Morton Here's Who salt. And you guys know, like you've seen your parents, you yourself, we got a lot of parents in the audience. We'll get to you in the ombudsing portion. You make things. You need to pour out salt for your baking and all that kind of stuff. That's for baking. This cylinder of salt. That's for like that's not for you to pour on your food. Unless you're in a pinch and you don't have a salt shaker. She'll take this whole cylinder of salt over to the coffee table as we're like eating, which is the dining table for us. And she's got like a method of her salting the food without obviously like dumping the whole thing on there. And the other day we were at fucking Costco and I was like, oh, they got some salt shakers here. They're just like built in. You grind it. It's pink Himalayan. It's from the sea. It's whatever you want it to be. Like, why don't we get one of those? That way you don't have to finesse the cylinder of salt.
Sorry.
And she's like, it was almost like she was disgusted by that prospect. She was like, oh no. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
I had like a very particular thing that I like, which is the salt. Like I like the system that I have, and the salt that you pointed out. It looked big. It looked cumbersome. Like to me,
it is the salt I pointed out was a literal like grindy kind of salt shaker type thing, small, like what you'd expect. It would fit in the condiment section of the door of your fridge.
Yeah,
it would fit anywhere. Yeah.
No, I don't know.
Meanwhile, cylinder of salt.
Something about it upset me. I'm not sure what it was. It was the change. I didn't know that you had a problem with my salting because I get a Wendy's potato, a baked potato, and I like to give it a little sprinkle.
Yeah, you like to chef it up.
Yeah, I like to like Tinkerbell dusting it.
Oh, okay, a little fairy dust.
I have like a method, and for me, something about like the twisting. But I didn't know if it bothered you. I can.
Oh, I mean, it clearly didn't bother me enough. It was just one of those things where, feet to the fire, I got to come up with something.
Yeah. No, yeah.
What about putting it in like a regular salt shaker instead of like a a grinding one because the way he's describing you finessing.
Mm-hmm.
I will say
That's like what the salt shaker is designed for. It's for automatic finesse.
No, you're correct, and that is the right thing for me to be doing.
I will say though, every time we've been to a thrift store or like an antique mall or a fucking Ross, and she's eyeballed some salt shaker, and she says, "Oh, that'd be cute to have. We should have that. We should get those."
He says,
I'm like,
no.
"Let's come back to it. Let's come back to it at the end."
He always
So
says
like,
no.
I
You just
basically
want a
always
normal
say
one.
no.
But I don't want a normal one. I want a cute little rooster with like little holes in his butt.
I mean, that would be fine. I think that's probably the next step.
Yeah.
Now that I've figured out, like, oh, when we were in Costco and she said no, it's like, okay, the salt shaker for us is the cute one.
Yeah, it's the cute one.
The fucking, like, 3 little pigs where you salt shake the salt out of the pig's ass.
You know what? I know. I know something that makes you a little homicidal for a second that I do.
Oh, okay. This
It's
is fun.
It's when, so the example is yesterday, like you were feeding Fiona and then you were going to feed Merlin, but I didn't know.
Oh, yeah.
And so I pulled out, I was like, oh, was I supposed to do this? And you were like, I hate it when you micromanage, which I do. I do that. I'm always like trying to call ahead of like what
Right.
being done or what and I'll kind of like jump in or even the other day you had like even things like now retroactively I'm like I had no business. Our stove is like it's like a glass top or whatever, and when you crack eggs you put a paper towel on the glass right beside the burner, and I like will try to grab the paper towel and just move it a couple inches without like you noticing, but like you do notice and you like get really mad because you're like, why the fuck are you trying to?
I know.
But I'm worried that
catch
there's
on
gonna
fire,
be a
Ian.
fire, right?
Yeah, but it's a fucking electric or induction stove.
Well, but like, no, it's like a glass top, isn't it?
Isn't that the same shit? I mean,
Well-
okay. Induction's the one where there has to be metal on there for it to heat up.
Yeah.
I think we have one where it will heat up, but it's not open flames.
No, yeah.
Regardless, if it's a stove, it's gonna get hot enough to set a piece of
Thank
paper
you.
on fire.
Thank you. So I do.
I have my doubts.
This is what he does. I have my doubts, and then it happens,
should
and then
test
after
it.
he's like, "Oh yeah, I should."
You
maybe
should you should literally test it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of a relatively safe thing to test.
It is.
If you're prepared for it to catch fire.
Yeah, I'm prepared.
Okay.
Like, I mean, hey, you put a fucking. I was gonna do a really bad comparison.
You know the other.
You can put I bet you could put a fucking paper towel in the oven and turn that on to max, and you won't start a fire. It'll just crispify the.
Well, that's an oven, though.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, similar concept
No
though.
direct
Not
heat
really.
and like a pointed like oven is like overall heat,
Yeah,
whereas I feel like if it's direct.
I don't think it's.
An
gonna be the same.
oven is like oven is like somebody sitting on you,
Yeah.
and then stove is like somebody chopping you with a sword.
Yeah, I like that. It's like
Yeah, okay. But then what is open flame stove? A gas stove.
bomb.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Hey, I'm
Bomb.
not going to disagree with that if that's the jump you want to make.
The other moment that I did something like this recently was you were on your phone like looking up the homes that were like being renovated on
Oh,
beach.
true.
And you had that bowl of curry, and it was just, it looked like it was about to spill over, and it was just on your lap, and your leg was up. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna, and me saying, you know what? I think like,
Oh, that sent me to the shadow realm.
yeah, you looked at me, you were like,
Yeah.
"Go, it's fine. It's fine." I was
Yeah,
like, oh,
I did
okay."
not like that.
Yeah, no,
I'm like,
so-
I'm good. I'm literally,
Yeah.
I found the perfect spot on my belly fat to rest this
It made me
mango
so
curry.
nervous.
Yeah.
This was right on our couch. But that's so like stereotypical. I feel like both of these things that, because if I think really hard
It's
about
basic stuff.
what
It's
pisses us off about each other, it is so like
Yeah.
predictable wife thing, predictable husband thing.
Yeah, the wife is always like overly micromanaging, neurotic, and he's like, like, fuck, I was doing the dishes, like, and then you came in there and like obviously like the wife in this case, just wants to help.
Yeah,
it's just like trying to help the project, and then it's like, nah, either one of us is gonna suffer doing this, or nobody.
I will say though, like I do need to chill, because it gets worse when I'm stressed, and I think it's because I'm trying to like,
help things.
Yeah, just put some like, I'm trying to help and have some sort of like, I don't know, control over the situation of like, things are stressful, so let me help out. And it's not good. It's not healthy.
Can I tell you guys a thing that my ex-girlfriend, when I was living with her, did that like to this day I still like think about it?
Yeah,
sure. I love that. Yeah.
So she got like just like a bag of peanut M&Ms, and she like was eating them occasionally. She didn't like sit there and eat them all in one go. She was just kind of like every once in a while she would eat some of it and put it away, and she put it in the freezer to save it, like instead of just like putting the like in the cabinet or like wherever you like store candy. I don't even know, but she would put it in the freezer. It's not that weird, because it's chocolate. Maybe it'll melt. I don't know. But what she did was eventually she got down to where she had one peanut M&M left in the bag, and I found it. I opened the freezer and I found a bag with one peanut M&M in it, and I was just like, "What is wrong with you? Why are you insane? It's one. It's one.
Yeah.
Why do you
just
feel...
eat it or throw it away? Like, why are you what are you saving? Like, I'm imagining her walking over the freezer, be like, "Ooh, my one peanut M&M," and eating it.
Yeah, I think
pisses me off.
I mean,
I don't know why.
I don't want to like project onto her at all, but I will say, as somebody with like eating disorder issues, like that,
I don't think she had an eating disorder though.
Really?
It's just like,
because like,
I think she was just like, oh, I just want to have something for later.
Yeah.
And I don't know, with that like kind
It's
of
so
set me into a spiral. And I still think about it sometimes. I'm like, oh, that one peanut M&M in the freezer. What the fuck? What was that all about?
My brain goes to like, it's kind of fucked up because maybe it's some projection on my part, but the idea is, I think my brain goes to like a kind of a bad manipulative thing where it's like, oh, you left one thing in there so you didn't have to go through the effort of throwing it away.
Whoa, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. Because for me,
this is gonna sit in the freezer until I throw it away.
Wow.
That's my thought.
Oh, so you think it's like a passive aggressive thing?
Yeah.
Dane, do you think it's a passive aggressive thing?
I don't think so.
Oh,
yeah. Well,
I think it was very innocent. That's why it's so ridiculous to me, because I know that it was entirely innocent on her part. She was just like, oh, in her mind, she was just like, well, I could eat this now, or I could have this for later. Like, she was thinking
about
later. But it's like, but it was literally one peanut M&M, and to me, to my brain, that is not worth like setting up in the future.
Well,
like,
so
you know what I mean?
Well, I just want to like insert something really quick.
Yeah.
I want to make it clear that has been I would say my natural state for a very long time, and I'm fighting against the urge to think things like that.
Yes, I have noticed that, like, when we used to fight, you would think a lot of things that I was doing was to slight you, specifically, like I was like operating to hurt your feelings, which I was like shocked by, because I'll just say, if I was this woman in this story, okay, eating disorders, like you don't want to finish things. It's like very it's stressful to finish the food, so you put it away.
Eating that last bit of something is associated so strongly with essentially you like losing control, or you being fat or something.
So like in this scenario, I would have left the one peanut M&M because I'm like, I can't eat that right now. And then you would have walked in and opened the freezer, and you would have been like, this bitch.
That's interesting how it's like differently interpreted.
Yeah.
That's why communicating about these things is really important and not flying off the handle, because like it's very, I would say that my life has become a lot more peaceful when I don't have this like weird fucking, I'm not projecting this weird shit on
Right.
the
You think-
outside world.
You think everyone is like fighting you constantly.
Yeah.
And now you have learned that that's not
Yeah.
the case. Most people are not
Most people.
trying to hurt you on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
They're trying
And
to...
especially your partner.
Yeah. Especially,
It's so crazy to like
Yeah.
go through that whole thing and kind of have this thing in your head where it's like, oh, you're just being lazy.
yeah, that's so interesting. And then you have Dane who's like, yeah, I think she just wasn't thinking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's like
totally reasonable.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, I think everyone can relate to this idea of like, unless you've always been like kind of a clean person, is the idea of like, you know, packing the trash down,
Yeah.
you know, and just like, oh, the next person comes there packing the trash down. And it's like, okay, who's going to be the one to take it out? And it's like, in my brain, I can have that mindset. Like, you could be lazy about a ridiculous amount of things, like
Yeah.
if you truly want to.
Yeah.
Today, when I was cleaning up my yoga mat at the gym,
Oh, yeah.
when I was like beginning to like, they give you these spray bottles and washcloths, and as I was spraying it, I went to like rub this yoga mat that's like very rubbery and grippy, and I was like thinking in my head, like it was kind of tough to do because I'm not like grabbing hold of the rag, I'm like kind of palming it, and so it's like my hand's drifting over the top of it, you know, and I'm not like cleaning it up very well. And in my head, I was thinking of like 5-year-old me, and I'm like, I could totally picture like 5-year-old me or a 5-year-old, like basically being like, I can't do it. It's impossible. And just like having like a little bit of a freak out and just being like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm not going to like put in the effort in that way.
Yeah.
And I think you do that with like fucking like so many things if you really like try hard enough, but it takes a lot of effort, I think,
Yeah, that's interesting.
to be that lazy.
I think that's definitely a type of person.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's everyone.
No.
Because I have people in my life, my relatives, where that is the attitude, where like they'll try once and they won't try very hard, and they'll be like, "This sucks, I failed," and like I don't ever want to touch that thing again. But the way that I've operated is I get like angry, but I get angry in the way of like I need to prove to myself that I can do it. Which I think, Dane, that's how you...
That's very healthy.
Because, Dane, you asked a question kind of like that the other day. Do you remember where you were like talking about video games and like how if Ian feels like he can't get ahead in a video game, then he'll like...
Oh, yeah. We talked about this on the bog.
Oh, it was on the bog. Dane, how does your brain work? If you try something once and you don't do very well, how do you respond to that?
I guess it depends on what it is, but generally, I mean, if it seems like it's like just not my type of thing, then I'll try and get better at it.
Okay. So it's really interesting because I think that you are very talented and very like you pick things that you for some reason care about, and then you'll put in a lot of effort. But there's a lot of things that you do and you're like, maybe you're just being smart. Maybe you're
Work
just,
smart, not hard.
Yeah, maybe you're just identifying like shit that you... I mean, because I kind of get that.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of reminds me of like, I didn't try in school at all.
Right.
Because I was like, what the fuck
Yeah.
is the
What
point?
point? Yeah. Yeah.
Because you do try really hard at... I mean, you have made very successful YouTube videos that are not easy. I mean, I watched you toil over, edits and be on the computer writing for weeks. So like you definitely do put in a lot of effort. But it's like you really choose something. It's like
yeah,
you're
you
living...
gotta care about it.
Yeah, it's like you're living life using solar beam only. Does that make sense?
Solar beam's a good move.
Yeah, but you gotta charge it up. Like you miss a lot. Like you...
Yeah.
But it's very powerful. That's how I feel like you function.
Yeah, just wait for that third boxing match. I'm going to be charging my solar beam will have gone off by then. And I'll have to charge it up again.
Oh.
Me and Ian are very similar in that I think the best way I can describe it is like just having a fixation on something.
That's
like
true.
and becoming obsessed with one thing for like a month and then immediately abandoning it for something else.
Mm-hmm. I was late
Happens
that time,
a
Dane.
lot.
Sorry.
Huh?
I was late on the Switch.
Yeah, I noticed, and I logged it away
Shit.
for the document that I'm gonna be writing up.
Shit. He's gonna send it to HR.
Yeah. Well, 81 page. No, not HR.
Oh.
I'm gonna send it to HRH.
Are you making an 84 page document exposing me for my
Yeah, I'm making a PowerPoint.
Performance.
yeah, my performance.
Okay. Thank you guys. I love those tangents. I felt like it was good energy. I think you did a great job on the switcher.
Ooh. Thank you.
But there's still more to go. We're at 55 minutes right now.
Holy shit. So your opening thing of like confessions lasted us 55 minutes.
It did, yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, which is great. I'm not complaining.
Okay.
But
That's
we're doing
the whole point.
OMBUDSING now.
Yeah.
It's also going to make it, I think, easier for Han to do the, what do you call it? The timestamps and stuff. Okay, so last time we talked a little bit about children and like what it would be like to have a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And we, kind of passed it to the audience like, hey, y'all have a kid? Worth or no?
Yeah.
Obviously, I think most people who have a kid, it's a little biased because it's like, at this
Who's
point,
gonna say yeah? Now
you're
we're
living your life.
There's
You
people-
can't imagine it any other way. That is who you are.
That's true, but there's definitely people who do.
Yeah, I think you have to.
They
be
would never
very-
say it.
You have to
Oh,
be very wise and ethereal about how you discuss it. Like you have to be a fucking some old timey bitch. I think.
there's a woman on TikTok who
Where your
she-
kid is now 35, kind of thing.
Well, she gets confessionals sent to her, private
Oh.
confessionals sent by mothers,
Mm.
who talk pretty like.
Yeah, I remember hearing one of those that you were listening
Yeah, but
to.
private being the operative word. I
Yeah.
think nobody wants to label themselves as the regretful parent,
Yeah.
like openly. You know.
Having a kid rewired my personality, worrying about my child's safety and mental well-being, but also about my own safety as the person responsible for raising them. I remember recently following an estate sale road sign over to someone's open front door. Before I had gone in there with cash in hand, but now I'm like, nah, probably a murder room inside. On the flip side, I'm probably actually more open to new experiences, more social, more empathetic. Also, children are beta. That we were talking about children being beta.
Yeah.
They need to get their bread up. I'm setting that as my kid's alarm. Children are beta. That would be so scarring to wake up as a child.
Children are beta.
To iDubbbz specifically. Yeah. Oh no, it was you who said. Wait, who?
No, you said that.
Who said children are beta?
I said the children are beta, but
right.
you said that children
need to get their bread up. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it was like a team.
Yeah.
You ripped her bit.
Fucking creators saying, "Get your bread up, kid."
Yeah.
I like that.
I love how like I've been washed up for like 10 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. I used to be a popular streamer.
I'll say
before you were popular, I was popular.
True.
And then you got popular after me. I was washed up. You got popular. And then everybody was like, oh, people only know me because of you. And that used to make me so mad, but now I'm so washed up that I don't even care about that anymore.
And now we're riding Dane's coattails.
And now we're riding Dane's coattails. Dane.
Right back to the beginning.
Yeah.
Remember, Ian? Remember when I first met you? Like you had like less subscribers than me, and you were like asking me for like tips.
Yeah, I do.
You're like walking around in San Diego, and you're like, "You got any tips for like YouTube?"
Oh my god!
I was like, "Yeah, man, you just gotta like grind." I don't remember what I said,
but
I think it's funny that
I remember
like
you
at
patting
some
me on the back and saying, "Hey, kid, you'll get there someday."
Yeah, and then you fucking blew past me.
Okay, so we have another one. It says, "I have 2 boys, 1 and 4, and it's something special when they give you a hug.
Oh.
It's not easy. They need a lot of time, and I can't imagine more than 2. I don't know how people can manage that, parentheses, and I have no idea how single parents get anything done.
Yeah.
Having family around to help, even if it's occasionally, is huge. It's not for everyone, but it's been worth it for me."
That's cool to know.
Yeah.
I think that that's probably the most honest like answer that we'll probably get.
Yeah, because you're not lying if you say that it's not easy and you think it's been worth it for you. It's like, that's a very fair statement.
Well, it's like if somebody were to ask us about Creator Clash,
Right.
right? Not easy, but I do think it was worth it. And like,
I agree.
if I had known everything that would happen from it and during it and before it, I probably would have said no.
Yeah.
But like, I don't regret saying yes because here we are.
I feel like that's an apt comparison.
So like, it's probably pretty like,
yeah.
I mean, the only difference is though, like we could walk away at any time, whereas like if you have a kid,
it comes to an end.
Yeah.
Parenthood is for life.
It's for forever.
Y'all ever seen the movie Arrival?
Yes.
Yes.
That movie's kind of about that.
Oh, let me think.
Aliens come and there's a fucking circle illustration.
Reverse
Yeah.
language.
Yeah, they're doing
Reverse
some.
time.
They're trying to use some mental math to figure.
Yeah, but
it
you don't
out.
remember
Squid?
like okay, so I guess this is like spoilers for the movie Arrival.
It's a good film.
Yeah,
It's a good
and-
film.
Highly
Check it out.
recommend.
Yeah,
But
skip this if you have not watched it, and go watch it and then watch.
Very
this
briefly, I mean, the ending is basically what you're talking about, where she's given the power to experience time non-linearly, so she can essentially
after. Oh.
see into the future. And she saw into the future and saw that she was going to have a kid with Hawkeye,
Mm-hmm.
and then, but she also saw that her kid was going to die of cancer at like 12,
Oh, right.
and so she still chose to have the kid because she also saw all of the good memories, and she made the decision that it would be worth it regardless, knowing that it was going to end in catastrophe.
It's better to have loved than to never have a love at all.
Better to love
Close,
than maybe
close.
love sometimes.
It's
with
better to
somebody
have
who loves
better
love.
to have loved, better to have lived, better to have life.
Better
Yes.
to have lived a life of love than the lap of luxuries.
That's true.
I agree with all the talk about Zoomers responding to the unsafe environment of the internet, but I also think it's simpler than that. Every generation has things they consider counterculture. Gen X was prudish and repressed. Millennials overcorrected by arguably being too sex positive, and now Zoomers are seeing millennial sex positivity as cringe and weird and want to dial it back to prudishness again.
I agree with that. I think that that makes sense. Counterculture is always responding to trend cycles, and it's part of it. So, I mean,
Yeah, and the media we discussed, I think, is obviously part of that.
yeah.
I had a child at a young age, and when I found out I was having a kid, I was mortified. But I pulled up my big boy pants and decided to be there for the child, and I would say it's definitely 100% worth all the crazy shit that comes with it. But maybe there's a little bit of a hidden message in this, because they put the percent sign before the 100. It's like percent 100. So maybe that's like a little slip up.
Whoa.
They needed to lie in there somewhere.
So it's actually negative 100%.
That's what I'm
worth it.
thinking. It's
No, they definitely meant. I mean, yeah. I think.
Thank you for your comment.
Yeah, I do probably agree that like for a lot of especially young men, right? The option is like stay or leave. And I think that the young men that do decide to leave like ultimately regret it pretty heavily.
Yeah. It's very easy to think about the absence of responsibility.
Yeah.
But the absence of responsibility is like not doing anything.
Yeah, it
like you are not experiencing more life.
Yeah.
It's
a trick. It's a trick. I think we think that like less responsibility means more happiness, but like we've learned more than anyone that more responsibility has made us happier people.
Yeah, I think someone said it in the comments. I didn't take a screenshot of it. I'll post it here if I can find it. But they were basically reiterating that idea that like once you have a kid, the love you experience can go 100 times larger, or
it was what they were saying
is 100 times more.
Yeah. Before kid,
Yeah.
happiness 10, sadness 0.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like happiness 100, sadness negative 100. So
Right.
it makes you feel things harder, which is interesting because we saw somebody talk about relationships that way as well. Like when you're alone, like things are like less volatile. Like the ups are less up and the downs are less down. When you're with someone, it's more of a ride, which is I agree.
I would say that is like the most accurate way I could compare it, and I would say that is I mean, it's one of those things, right? Like you get bad with the good, so it's not like a no-brainer choice, right? Like, yeah, for some people, it's like you've gone through a lot, so you want to experience that flat line, like -1, +1 for a while, at least. And it is scary to think about, oh, what does that -100 feel like?
Yeah.
With a kid.
Yeah, the -100 with a kid is...
Yeah. It's scary, but it is respect.
Oh, no. Respect.
Respect.
They got the respect.
They got the respect.
Yeah.
Shout out Japan.
Shout out Japan for the respect.
Deviled egg daughter or Ambrosia's son?
Oh my God! Wait, so the deviled egg daughter is a disgusting beast that eats a bunch of deviled eggs.
Okay.
Right.
Like think Meg Griffin.
Okay.
And the Ambrosia son is Chris Griffin.
Oh, deviled egg daughter. That's like a no-brainer.
Why is Ambrosia's
the
son
breath
Chris
will
Griffin?
be kind of bad
Ambrosia? Yeah, I
on your
agree
deviled egg daughter.
No, I agree with Dane. Ambrosia's son is not
Cute.
Is not Chris Griffin.
Oh no.
Ambrosia's son is like, or Ambrosia's son.
Wait, what's that? You said Ambrosia egg, and that sounded like weirdly correct to me.
Yeah, but it's not.
What am I thinking? There's a type of egg that's like very pristine.
Oh,
What is that called?
The painted egg.
It has a name.
It does.
The gilded egg.
Yeah.
Something.
Oh, it's on the tip of my damn tongue. Fabergé egg.
Yeah, Fabergé egg.
Ambrosia, Fabergé, kind of the same
The
thing.
worst insult I've ever received was somebody came into my stream and asked me why my head looked like a painted Fabergé egg.
Oh.
And that made me feel really bad.
Yeah. Sorry, Humpty Dumpty.
No, Ambrosia's son would be closer to like Roger from American Dad.
Yeah.
Than like
Cool.
Chris.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair.
What about you, Dane?
I don't have any experience in this.
What about you, Dane? Ambrosia son
Or thought daughter.
Deviled egg daughter.
Or Ambrosia's son or thought daughter? Is that what you said, Ian?
Yeah.
I would do deviled egg daughter.
Okay.
But I think I've gone on record as saying, like, if I had to choose between a son and daughter, like, bar none, like, no matter what the catch is, like, I'm always going daughter.
Interesting. Why daughter?
I don't know. I can't imagine raising a son would be very fun. To me personally.
Yeah. What?
Because boys are chaotic. Little boys. I don't think I've ever met a little boy and been like, yeah, that's a cool little boy. They all suck, all of them. But there are a couple chill, like, little girls that are in my family that are, I like them.
Yeah.
But even little boys in my family, I'm like, that little fucker, shut up, bitch.
I was a little fucker.
Yeah.
I still am a little fucker, to be honest.
I'm sure that, like, little girls can be little fuckers from time to time, but they just seem easier to me. I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. In my brain, I think it's more because I think I would also want a daughter because I'm like, I just like the idea of seeing more of that experience.
Yeah. From
that side, it's like I feel like I kind of get the boy thing. I kind of get it.
Yeah.
But the daughter thing is like a different world, so I think it would just be more fulfilling.
Either way, it would be very hard for me.
Yeah. Because
I would have to fight against conditioning and like, biases that are kind of put in our brains, for kids. And I think I would feel a lot of guilt no matter what, with how I'm raising my son or daughter. Because, like, there's, like, some things that are inherent. Like, there's, like, I mean, they've done studies on that, right? Like, you know, boys are treated differently than girls. And, like, some people are more honest about it. Like, Joe Rogan was, like, honest. He was like, yeah, I treat my daughter way different than I treat my son. And I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't want to, like, be a part of that.
Yeah,
you know?
that would be tough.
So, and it's difficult because we're obviously heavily conditioned to, like, amplify gender. So, I don't know. One of the many reasons why I don't want to fucking have kids.
Too many decisions.
Too many decisions.
We have another comment about the Gen Z thing.
Yeah.
Totally agree that Gen Z are kind of prudes. I'm from a country where nakedness is a huge part of the culture, and it's causing some generational conflicts. It seems like the younger generation who grew up on the internet can't seem to distinguish between being naked and being sexual.
Whoa.
I personally think that it's an effect of social media, where even natural, non-sexual nakedness is not allowed. So the only place they see naked people is porn.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder where they're at, because I know there's a lot of, like, European countries where nakedness, Japan as well, China, like bathhouses and stuff.
Right.
But I know, like, Sweden and stuff, they're, like, a lot, like, nakedness is just part of, like, community.
Yeah. I mean, oof.
My mind went to France.
France, the beaches.
But that's because when I was a kid, I lived in Germany for a little bit, and we had like a field trip where we went to Paris for a week, and I remember very vividly them being like, "Yeah, in France, they don't care. You could be naked, and no one will care." And and as a little 11-year-old boy, I was like, "What? There's gonna be naked people in France?" I hyped it up in my head.
Yeah.
I was gonna go to France, and everyone's gonna be naked.
Yeah.
So whenever I think of like countries that embrace that, I immediately think of France, but I don't know if that's true or not.
I think
because obviously I blew it out of proportion.
I think there's beaches, like nude beaches around.
Yeah, that's probably what they were talking about.
Yeah.
The I think idea behind like having a hard time separating like the sexual component from just being naked is also, I think, a product of the online stuff.
For
and
sure.
Also just like how, I mean, I think about America and I think about the amount of PDF files.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, this shit is like unhinged.
Yeah.
And so like I don't like there being still that kind of association, like I understand it fully.
Yeah.
And I'm basically like, yeah, that is like, that's understandable if you're a parent or, you know, even if you're a kid raised in this environment. It's like, yeah, this maybe should all be categorized in one area so there's no gray area in terms of like being naked or being more scantily clad or whatever.
Yeah, well, that's something that I learned from people that were talking about like what is found on people's like hard drives typically when they're caught, like PDF files. And they were explaining that a lot of it is like stuff that you would see and as a normal person like think is harmless, like a kid in a bathing suit on Instagram, diapers, like things that you like family bloggers would put up. But it's the collection.
The collection makes it very clear what it is.
Yeah, along with other maybe more harsh stuff that they have collected.
Right.
But for the most part, like, I think that's like kind of my counter argument for like being worried about that is because they will consume any level of like what is considered like scantily clad for that age group. They will consume it and pervert it anyways.
Yeah.
So like perverting nakedness is like you know, obviously in America, because we're culturally not around it at all very much, it is very easy for us to pervert nakedness and see it as like taboo. But in other countries, like because it isn't taboo, it's a different.
That makes sense.
But it is. I do want to put it out there. If you are a parent, like I didn't know how like insidious that stuff is, and if you do have a child, I do highly recommend not uploading anything that you think is innocent to someone it isn't, and putting it on the internet is just not good for, especially with AI and stuff. Like
And it's not it's not needed.
It's not worth it.
It's like, if it's for your
Private stories, if close Facebook group, but after everything I've seen, all of my friends, I'm very like adamant, like, please just do not.
Your child's never going to be upset that you didn't post more pictures publicly of them when they were young. They're not going to be upset about it.
Yeah.
So.
But like going back to that comment, I do find it fascinating that they're basically the young people their foot is in two different cultures.
Yes.
So their one foot is on social media, which culturally is very like, when you are naked, you are sexual, you are a sexual being. And then in their country, it's like when you're naked, you're just a human being.
Who's naked. Yeah.
Like it's like some people had moms that were naked all the time in the house. And some people don't.
Okay.
I didn't.
Yes.
But some people, that's very normal.
That's a good example. I had friends whose parents would walk around the house naked on occasion.
So crazy to me.
And that shit felt wildly inappropriate and not okay.
Yeah.
And it's like I can understand why that wouldn't be an automatic switch in some people's heads, some parents' heads, is like, oh shit, especially if it's like your default thing.
Yeah.
Like when I'm walking around my house naked,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it the whole time.
Yes.
Like, I'm naked. Where is the nearest pair of boxers?
Yeah.
Like,
same. Well, not boxers, but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like even walking around the house, period, it's like, I mean, I got the towel in the bathroom. It's like, it doesn't feel like a necessary thing, but for a lot of other people, it just is obviously the default. And, if that's a culture within your house, it's like not overtly bad.
Yeah.
On the face of it.
I think also if you were just raised, like, if your family unfortunately has a lot of sexual trauma that they're, carrying, they're going to feel a lot more shame towards their body,
right.
and attach a lot to it. And as a child, you're going to like, obviously, like you could not be naked in my house at any point. Like that was just so not okay. Like me wearing shorts, right? Because like I was in a Muslim house. So like if I came down in like basketball shorts, my dad would be like, "Where's your pants?" Right? Like I was so not, and it teaches you to feel a lot of shame towards your body and also a lot of uncomfortableness towards like the human body naked, period. I think the only thing that's healed me for that is like you walking around naked, like casually, because you will do it. You're not always clothed. That was new for me, for my brain.
Interesting.
I'd never ever seen that.
It's reminding me a little bit of like I think one of the criticisms that I've heard from like a Christian parent or something about like SpongeBob, or why they like have their kids watch like Disney Channel over Nickelodeon or some shit like that, is like SpongeBob had like a naked butt in one of the episodes, or something like that.
Yeah. Or Daffy Duck not having pants.
Right.
Yeah.
Or exactly. There's all sorts of like weird little things. Now I'm thinking of like Cow and Chicken, the guy who bounces on his ass around.
I love that guy.
And like surely those are a lot of the parents who are basically like very like uncomfortable.
Sure.
Like let's not, like, butts cannot be talked about in the comedic sense. Like we can't normalize this.
Yeah. And it comes from a place of wanting to protect.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's too bad.
It's very difficult to find that sweet spot because you're not going to find the sweet spot because there's so many like cultural inputs that you have no control over. You don't know what your kids are like consuming at school and
online. Obviously, as we talked about last time.
Exactly.
So, Dane, did you have a naked mom or a clothed mom?
Naked mom or clothed dad?
Naked mom or clothed dad. No, we had. I mean, generally, it wasn't cool to walk around in nothing but your birthday suit in the house.
Okay.
But I mean, like, I don't know. It wasn't like a thing of like shame on you. It was more like, oh, that's embarrassing. Sorry.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Oh, okay.
My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't really frowned upon. It was just kind of like it was generally accepted that it was impolite to do that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Agree.
Agree. There's also like obviously the religious stuff.
A little,
in there
a little impolite to do it. I think that's a good way of phrasing it. I was thinking when I was doing my admits segment, and I was admitting things, I was like, in the category of me making these like old man noises and like hiccuping and coughing and maybe grunting. What'd you say?
A burkup.
A burkup.
Oh,
That's my word for the burp and hiccup.
Nice.
Yeah,
You call it a burkup.
Yeah. I like burkupping in Burquitlam.
Oh,
Burkupping while wearing a burqa.
In Burquitlam.
in Burquitlam.
It just reminded me of like these old man characteristics, and I really thought about it, and I was like, oh yeah, like I feel a little bit more relaxed to like let out a grunt when I'm like bending over or like doing a thing.
Yeah.
I'm still like aware that like publicly that's not like cool and kind of cringe. But then I thought about it a little bit more, and I'm like, oh yeah, the older you get, generally speaking, if you're like interacting with society and living, like the more you kind of don't care, especially about like young people, like getting in their space or whatever. And I'm like, oh yeah, like it kind of makes sense to me a little bit more why these old men in the locker room at the gym like will swing their dick around and just be chilling there and like not care that they're in your way or anything like that.
Yeah.
And it just made me realize, I think, a little bit more clearly like how that's an age thing. It's like you're just done caring about it fully.
Yeah, and then you go full circle and you go back to buying crunchy peanut butter.
True. That's about the age I'd.
Yeah.
Well, I'm at the age where, I mean, in my apartment, like my windows, they see out like there are other people's.
Oh yeah.
House. When I'm in my apartment in the nude, I don't worry about. I don't close any of the windows or whatever. It's like if they're looking in here,
R.I.P.
Like, yeah, your fault. It's your fault, motherfucker. Like, like I should be allowed to do that.
Mm-hmm.
There was
I don't feel any shame about that at all.
There was a woman who had the police called on her for
being naked in her own house.
Naked in her own house with a window kind of open, and like a neighbor like called, and she was like, "What the fuck? Why the fuck are you looking in here?"
Yeah,
so weird.
You're the weird one.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, this is eking into a little bit more of this. A little bit rude to do because I do have neighbors. They might hear me from time to time when I make loud noises, and it is fun to like jokingly, but also kind of it feels kind of good and fun to moan really loudly whenever you're pissing.
Oh, yeah.
Right, Ian?
Am
I right?
Tried that one.
Yeah, Ian hasn't tried.
Oh, give it a
one.
shot.
Okay.
Oh, give it. Well, I mean, you live with people, so it's probably a little harder to pull off. But I don't live with anybody, so like I can just test it out, and it's pretty fun. Like you just kind of
you're kind of like matching the resonance of like your stream kind of thing.
Well, no, you just kind of like you throw your head back and you go.
Oh my god!
Okay.
You go. Oh.
I think this is how old men are made. Is like Dane, what you're doing.
They
right
like
now.
share it to each other.
Yeah.
Like Dane's trying to infect me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm already like what's it called? Burkupping? I'm already burkupping. On the couch. In a very sickening way. You can't have me moaning while I'm pissing.
Yeah, we don't need to add that to the repertoire.
Wouldn't it make you laugh a little bit, Anissa, if you walked into the bathroom and then later just you start hearing him go, oh!
No, it would actually make me call 911 before even asking him if he was okay. I would be on the phone with 911. If you were pissing and moaning, I'd be like, somebody's passing a kidney stone for sure.
Right.
It's not a moan of pain.
I know. How would I know?
Moan of pleasure.
Then we gotta call someone else about that. I don't know.
There's that one TikTok audio where it's like, ah.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah.
It's very similar. I think I've told you before. Sometimes I will sing "I Fall Apart" by Post Malone.
Oh, I love that song.
While pissing.
Yeah.
You go, oh, I fall apart, like that.
How long are you pissing for? Sing the whole song?
He's not
No,
singing the
no,
whole
no,
song.
no. Just that part,
The
just that
good
one
bit.
line. It's just
Okay.
that one line because it is similar to the funny moan sound. You go,
Oh.
oh.
I like that idea as well
Yeah.
because it's kind of like you're doing kind of your own little parody song. Like, because what's falling apart is the piss out of your ween.
That is so far, like such a far cry.
I don't know. I think Dane's laughing because he generally agrees.
Yeah. I don't think that the lyrics have much to do with the activity. I think it's just that I like the exuberance of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has a nice tone to fit the activity.
Dane, you should do more music related stuff on YouTube, I think. You should make a creeper song.
So I keep getting I should. Oh man. No, never mind. I keep getting recommended these like DJ sets. It's so cool. Like I hate YouTube now, but occasionally there's some gems and you get sucked into these wormholes and you're like, oh man, this is what YouTube was made for. YouTube was made for hour-long DJ sets of people just in their room or in their bathroom just fucking throwing down an entire DJ set by themselves. It's sick. And I've seen that and I'm like, that looks awesome. I want to do that, but I know that that's like a whole thing. I got to learn how to do it. But that is probably the one musical thing where I'm like, okay, yeah, that is actually like, I could see that being like a big obsession of mine for like a month or two.
Yeah.
Trying to do that.
Cool.
But I'm not really all that musically inclined. Like I took choir in high school because my friend took choir, so I just wanted to hang out with him.
Yeah.
And I found out very quickly I'm not very good at reading music, performing music. But it is like interesting. I like music.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Have you guys ever pursued music?
Oh yeah.
In any form?
I mean, I played the French horn and the alto sax, and for a while I was learning the drum kit, and
you're trying to become a next like all man band or whatever.
I love music.
Yeah.
But my parents couldn't afford lessons, and I used to go and sit in at my friends' like drumming lessons. I was hoping I could like absorb it through osmosis. Couldn't afford instruments, right? I rented them from my school, and yeah, that dream died when I was pretty young. So I mean, I've bought a guitar recently because I want to learn the guitar. But yeah, no, I love music. I would.
Yeah, we're revisiting it in our golden years.
Yeah, in our 30s.
Sweet.
Yeah, my experience with music is that I speed ran playing the saxophone. I had it for one day. We rented it for one day.
Sorry.
And I was like, I think I just got it because some other kid next to me was obsessed with it. And he's like, it's so badass. Bill Clinton saxophone. I'm like, all right, cool.
Fuck? Bill Clinton?
Yeah, he made it seem like epic because Bill Clinton played the saxophone or something.
Man, Americans are weird.
Why?
Because I could never imagine like a Canadian kid sitting in school being like, oh, I want to play the saxophone because Trudeau play it. Like that would never happen.
Well, it wasn't necessarily because he played it. It was just kind of...
It wouldn't be a bonus.
Bill Clinton.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bonus.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Okay. It was a bonus because it was like when we were thinking about all of the... when you're deciding to choose an instrument, it's like what speaks to you. It was like the same thing when I was choosing a president to do a report on.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was the same... Man, it's so fucking sad. I didn't even have my own thoughts as a child. Same thing as choosing a state to do a report on. It was all around the same fucking, like, year. I remember it clear as day.
Yeah.
Where only chose Thomas Jefferson because all the fuckers in the class were, like, obsessed with Thomas Jefferson.
Okay.
And I, like... My name was like third pick or whatever. I was like, fucking Thomas Jefferson, because everyone else wants it. I'm like, I don't know anything about this fucker.
Interesting.
And then same thing, the state I chose was Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Because it was a small state, and it, like, that's what made it interesting. And
Maybe
then,
you thought like if you picked the smallest state that you'd have to like write
less
the
work?
smallest amount of words. Yeah.
Maybe that was part of the logic.
I don't know.
But for the saxophone, it was the same thing. You think about all of the instruments that have some sort of like character and like where you can extract things from. Like you can look at the shape of it. You can look how people are how they look when they're playing it. You can listen to the sound and be like, I like that sound.
Yeah.
Which might be the healthiest thing to say.
Yeah.
But for me, none of that. I don't think I even had an idea of how these different things sounded.
So just to give context, Ian's come to the realization that he doesn't listen to his inner voice as much as he should, or that he even knows what his inner voice is saying, which I agree with to an extent, but also there's some things that like I think your inner voice has been really loud with and you have listened and I don't think you're aware of it. For example, I got tattoos first, so people think that like this style was my choice. But you were the one who was passionate about American traditional tattoos. I was just the crazy one that was like, I'll start getting them.
Yeah.
Because you didn't even think you wanted any at that point, or
Thank
you were unsure.
Sacrificial lamb.
Yeah. So like, but that you really liked. I mean, you picked that. You were like, damn, I really like those. So you do it. I just don't think you.
Yeah, it stands out when your motivation isn't your own shit.
Yeah.
Like I remember those specifically because there wasn't anything inside of me that was saying,
Right.
"Oh, you gotta pick Thomas Jefferson because you love how he had the Louisiana Purchase or whatever."
Was that him?
I don't know. Before we go, because we're at the end, but I just wanted to do a little fucking test thing. ANISA, can you go to the thing that says YT on there? Thank you. We're going to just react to these. This is AI Time Traveler Memes Edition.
Whenever I see this guy, I get really fucking sad.
Yeah, it is sad.
No,
yeah, for those of you who don't know, there's a viral trend going on right now where viral memes of the past have been edited with AI so that either before or after the epic moment happens, the memorable moment in the Vine in this case, there's some AI replacement video. And the AI replacement video is really bad with audio, so they usually just put in some like spooky music to make it seem like a more complete thing. But yeah, let's watch some of these.
Oh, cause some came in the mail today.
Ooh.
Billy, where are you, Billy? Is that you?
Oh my. Oh my god.
The trend or what usually happens with these, as you can already tell, is that like people just like
Run.
weird, like their movements are really weird and exaggerated and very sudden.
Yeah.
It's like the I Am Legend zombies.
Yeah, I think this is a good one.
Hey, bro.
Oh.
Oh, look at all those chickens.
Ooh.
Oh, and then she fucking spins
Oh
around.
my god.
She turned into a full-grown woman at the end. Oh.
Oh.
Well, that's a
But-
good ending. You got to keep his taco.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, this is I think one of Dax Flame's favorite videos.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, the taco
said-
one.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, the one where he falls over and drops the taco.
That's so sad.
He loves it. He cackles. He loves that he dropped his taco.
Makes me so sad.
Your Dax is evil like that.
What the? Oh my. Why? Why is there always
An
like
alien?
a scream?
I know,
Like
some creepy
alien-
thing. That's a hallucination in the AI.
Really?
I don't know.
Oh.
I think yeah, I don't know. You'd have to fucking look into this shit because it's so.
I guess they prompt like someone walks in and disrupts.
They could do that, or if it literally is just kind of like random seed, it's like, what do people want in this? Humanoid figures. That's
Yeah.
all we're really looking for.
Yeah. Oh.
What?
I don't. That one was just confusing. I'm trying to do some classics. Oh, here's the most recent like baby that wants to go to the Four Seasons.
Oh, I love the baby who wants to go to Four Seasons.
I have a question for everybody. Who wants to go to the Four Seasons Orlando?
Oh.
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 In this reality, he's just a normal baby.
Oh.
And then and then he melds with it.
Oh. Oh my god.
There's
But yeah, you guys get the idea. I just wanted to share that with everyone and see if this works as a format. You heard the audio there, right, Dane?
I heard it, but it was both very quiet and it kept cutting out.
Oh.
Personally, for me.
You fucker.
Not you, Dane.
I didn't mean
the
to.
Computer.
No, not you. Okay, you
Oh.
could take it off of the screen.
Okay.
Because we're done.
Yeah. We were what's the 4cam? All cameras.
Yeah. Oh,
So
I need to fix Dane again. What the hell?
sorry for the live switching. If you're an audio listener, you couldn't tell. Except for when I was talking to Dane about forgetting to switch to him. But other than that, yeah.
Push it, Dane. Can you push it?
Hold on. Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
you did it too fast.
I was for some reason I I was thinking you were like gonna do the gag with me, but then I was like, oh fuck,
How would I-
yeah, I can't
Yeah.
mind meld. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate y'all. If you enjoy this podcast, man, do we do it again, but on Patreon.
Sure.
Man, do we do it again?
I felt like this one was less meaty than the last.
Meaty.
Yeah, less like.
Oh, I feel so good about this one.
Really?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think it's because I
I
was
like these. I like these types of podcasts where you just talk about random shit.
I'm interested in what
Yeah.
viewers will think.
Well, they really liked the topics of the last episode.
Mhm.
So
So for what, let's do a call to action for next one.
Mm.
What's something that a person you live with or am partners with that they do that just ticks you off?
Oh, I like
Even
that.
though it's unreasonable, you know that it doesn't mean anything,
Yeah.
that they're innocent.
yeah,
like
Some pet peeve. I think it'd be interesting to hear people's version of my peanut M&M or your burp fart or whatever you're doing.
yeah, my burp. Yeah, I like that. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Thank y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Patreon is linked down below.
Woo!
Go subscribe there. We're handing out benefits left and right. Patreon, Discord benefits,
Yeah.
liberal benefits.
Let's play benefits.
You'll get to see every nook and cranny of every Let's Play we ever do. And we're gonna, I think, eventually introduce a $10 tier that gives you a more epic version of all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, get in on the ground floor while the getting's good. And join the community. We have a Discord down below where you can pop in, and we'll occasionally pop in and say hello and interact.
Give you a good night kiss.
Yeah. Oh, and we're also thinking about eventually doing like a movie night collectively, like a maximum damage movie night. Because you can, like, we can go and do a live stream privately on the Discord or something,
Yeah.
and basically like watch shit, and
That'd be cool.
10,000 people can watch along
Wow.
in theory.
Yeah.
And just, you know, whatever other things, Q&As and stuff. So,
Cool.
yes, very cool. Oh,
Ooh, Fiona's twitching.
that's scary,
Yeah. Fiona, are you okay?
man. That's like
Deep sleep.
borderline seizure type
Yeah,
shit.
she's-
But she's safe. She's good.
She's just having a deep sleep dream.
Yeah. All right. Thank you all for watching.
Mhm.
Hasta.
La vista.
Bubble.